You want to know how to destroy your enemy without even lifting a finger, without throwing a punch, without clapping back, without responding to the nonsense. You outgrow them. You elevate. You shift your energy off of them and put it all into you. That's how you win. That's how you silence the enemy with results, with transformation, with greatness. They expect you to react. They expect you to get in the dirt with them. But when you stop playing the game they created, when you rise to a level they can't even reach, they lose completely. You don't need to fight when you're focused on building. You don't need to prove anything to anyone when your actions speak louder than their lies. The truth is, your enemy wants your attention because it gives them power. The moment you stop giving it, the moment you stop explaining, defending, justifying, they start to fade. You destroy them by not acknowledging their existence. You destroy them by becoming so focused on your goals that their noise becomes background static. Your elevation silences their hate. That's how you do it. Not by stooping down, but by stepping up. See, when you commit to growth, when you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, the people who were banking on your failure, the people who built their identity around your downfall, they don't know what to do. Your glow up exposes their insecurities. Your success makes their games look childish. You don't fight them. You make them irrelevant. Because let me tell you something, revenge is temporary, but transformation is forever. You can clap back. You can send the angry text. You can air them out on social media, but that fades. What doesn't fade? Discipline, progress, mastery. That speaks long after the moment passes. Let them see you becoming something they can't understand. Let them watch you walk into rooms they can't enter, work at levels they can't touch. That's how you win, by becoming so focused, so excellent, so driven that even your shadow intimidates them. You're not just doing it to spite them. You're doing it because that's what you were built for. You weren't designed to be in the mud, arguing, defending yourself. You were made to rise. You were made to shift atmospheres. And the people who underestimated you, disrespected you, talked about you, they have to watch it all happen with no power to stop it. It's not about revenge. It's not about ego. It's about choosing a higher frequency. It's about realizing your purpose is too big for petty. You don't get stuck responding to people who are beneath the level you're aiming for. You use that time to build, to create, to heal, to grind. And when you do that long enough, your life becomes the clapback. Your success becomes the sentence. You don't need to argue. Your impact speaks for itself. They thought you'd stay broken. They thought you'd stay bitter. They thought you'd never recover. And here you are, leveling up, doing the work, growing in silence, moving with purpose. That's power. That's how you win. Because let me tell you something real. When your name starts getting mentioned in rooms where they never thought you'd belong, when doors start opening that they tried to slam shut on you, when your peace is protected and your purpose is clear, they can't compete with that. You didn't beat them with fists or words. You beat them with focus, with resilience, with the refusal to be distracted. Every minute you spend on revenge is a minute stolen from your greatness. Every time you let their name in your mouth, you give away your power. Take it back. Put it into your routine. Put it into your craft. Let them watch you glow in silence. Because when you stay committed to your growth, the people who tried to bury you are forced to face the fact that they never had that kind of discipline, that kind of grit, that kind of vision. They tried to stop you because they saw it in you. That potential, that fire, that light. But they couldn't kill it. They couldn't contain it. And now you're rising in front of them, not out of spite, but out of purpose. Don't get distracted. Don't respond. Don't explain. Elevate. Stay locked in. Stay dangerous. Because when you choose not to fight the way they expect, when you choose to climb higher instead of going lower, that's when you break them without even touching them. That's when you win. You want to destroy your enemy without ever throwing a punch. Then stop giving them what they feed off. Stop handing them your emotions like it's a gift. That's what they want. Your reaction. They want to pull you out of character. They want you to blow up, to break down, to respond in a way that makes them feel powerful. But when you master your emotions, when you stay solid no matter what they do or say, you take back the power. You remove the fuel. And without fuel, they burn out. It's easy to react. It's easy to clap back, to yell, to get angry, to throw shade. But all that does is let them know they still got you. They still control your peace. They still live rent free in your head. See, the real move, it's silence. It's stillness. It's being so emotionally grounded that nothing they say rattles you. You become untouchable, not because the attack stops, but because it no longer moves you. That's the real victory. That's the power play they never see coming. You refusing to engage. You got to understand something. Not everything deserves your energy. Not every disrespect deserves a response. Sometimes silence is louder than shouting. Sometimes peace is more powerful than proving a point. Because when they come at you trying to provoke you, and you just keep moving, calm, focused, composed, it breaks them. It confuses them. They don't know how to handle that. See, most people train to live off drama. They want chaos. They want war. But you too focused for that. You too healed for that. You too locked in. Let them throw shade. Let them talk. Let them spread lies. You don't have to correct every rumor. You don't have to address every shot. You're not here to play defense. You're here to dominate your lane. And when your emotions stay in check, when your mindset is rooted in discipline, nothing they do can shake you. That kind of power, that's how you destroy them. Not through noise, but through mastery. Every time you get emotional over what they said or did, you lose a little bit of yourself. You give them control. But when you breathe, when you pause, when you walk away instead of snapping, that's when you win. That's when you keep your integrity, your focus, your mission. Because here's the truth. Your future can't afford your emotional breakdowns. Your goals can't afford your distractions. And your greatness is too expensive to be sold for cheap emotions. Let them see you unbothered. Let them watch you thrive while staying calm. That drives people crazier than anything because they expect you to retaliate. They expect you to spiral. But when you don't, when you stay in your purpose, when you operate from power instead of pain, that's how you do it. That's how you destroy your enemy without lifting a hand. You confuse them with your silence and crush them with your structure. You don't move emotionally, you move intentionally. You don't just get motivated. You get locked in. See, they're expecting you to fall off. They're expecting you to get distracted, to mess up, to lose your grip, to start and stop like everybody else. But when you stay disciplined, When you keep showing up before the sun comes up, when you keep grinding when nobody's clapping, when you keep building when nobody's watching, that's when they start to feel it. That's when the fear hits them. Because now they're looking at somebody who doesn't need applause to stay focused. Somebody who doesn't need revenge because the routine is enough. Somebody who doesn't break under pressure but becomes even more precise. Most people fold under discipline because it ain't cute. It ain't flashy. Discipline is repetition. It's boring to them, but that's where you separate yourself. That's where the enemies get confused because they don't understand how you're not reacting to the noise, how you're not defending yourself online, how you're not trying to get even. They don't get it. But you do. You get that discipline is a language they can't speak. You get that real power is moving the same way every day regardless of who's watching or what's being said. They're waiting on you to break character, and all you do is tighten your focus. That's terrifying to the kind of people who rely on chaos to win. You don't announce your moves. You just move. You don't prove yourself to small minds. You prove yourself to your mission. You don't explain your silence. You let your habits speak. And when they see you stacking wins in the dark, waking up early, reading, studying, grinding, pushing, growing, while they're still talking, still gossiping, still stuck in the same cycles, it breaks them. Because your consistency is louder than their criticism. The truth is, discipline doesn't just confuse your enemies. It exposes them. It shows who's real and who's pretending. Because anybody can fake success for a moment. Anybody can post motivation for a day. But you've got something they don't. You've got endurance. You've got self-control. You've got a mindset that says, I don't care how I feel. I'm still going to show up. That right there, that's lethal. That's how you eliminate the enemy. Not by attacking them, but by becoming someone they could never be. They can't keep up. They don't have the patience. They don't have the grind. And it drives them crazy to watch you stay the course. They thought the fire would die down. They thought the hype would fade, but you weren't operating off hype in the first place. You were operating off vision, off commitment, off something internal they can't touch. And when they realize they can't distract you, can't slow you, can't move you off your schedule, they start to panic because they were counting on your inconsistency. They were banking on your emotions. But you don't move like that anymore. You've upgraded. You've matured. You've built habits so strong that discipline has become your default. And now, every single day, you're gaining ground. Silently, strategically, powerfully. You don't need a war with them. You don't even need to address them. You just outwork them. You outlast them. You out-discipline them. You live in a way that their gossip can't reach and their distractions can't pull down. You stay on mission. You stay on schedule. And the more you do, the more irrelevant they become. You confuse them because they don't know how to measure you anymore. They used to judge you by your reactions. Now, you don't give them any. They used to trigger your anger. Now, you don't even blink. They used to get under your skin. Now, they can't even get your attention. And it's not because you're weak. It's because you're wise. You've decided that your energy is sacred. Your discipline is not for sale. And your vision is bigger than the drama. So every day you wake up and do the work. Every day you follow your routine. Every time you shut the noise out and focus on your lane. That's a win. That's another crack in their confidence. That's another reminder that they can't touch you. Not because you're fighting them, but because you're ignoring them. Your routine is your revenge. Your discipline is your defense. You don't talk about what you're building. You just build it. Let them wonder how you do it. Let them question how you're still going. Let them waste their time trying to catch up while you're 10 steps ahead, too disciplined to look back. That's how you destroy an enemy who expects chaos, by giving them consistency they can't match. That's how you shut down the hate, not with anger, but with excellence. That's how you win. You want to know the most powerful way to destroy your enemy without ever lifting your voice, without ever lowering your standards, without ever breaking your stride. Laid with character. Live in such a way that your integrity speaks so loud, their lies get drowned out. When you walk in truth, in discipline, in humility, that's when you truly become untouchable. That's when their opinions start sounding like whispers against a storm. You don't need to defend your name when your lifestyle already cleared the room. You don't have to prove who you are when your consistency has already built the evidence. See, people out here trying to win battles with revenge, but the real ones win with integrity. The real ones play the long game. They're not chasing claps or approval. They're chasing legacy. And legacy doesn't come from clapping back. Legacy comes from showing up every day with honor. From doing the right thing when no one's watching. From keeping your word when it's hard. That's the real power. That's how you stand above the noise. You don't rise by fighting dirty. You rise by staying clean. Your enemy's counting on you to stoop. They're counting on you to get emotional, to be petty, to respond in the same low energy they operate in. But when you choose to live above that, when you make character your compass, you rob them of every weapon they thought they had. They can't use your words against you when you're not saying anything reckless. They can't twist your actions when you're walking in integrity. They can't expose what's not there. And that frustrates people who thrive off your mistakes because you've taken away their only play. You don't need revenge when your name is solid. You don't need to strike back when your heart is clean. Because the people who matter, the people who really move things, they see the truth. Maybe not at first, maybe not right away, but over time, they see who's consistent. They see who operates with honor. They see who's real and who's faking. And when your character outlives the noise, when your behavior proves the enemy wrong again and again and again, they start to lose their voice. People stop listening to them because your actions have built a story that their words can't erase. And I'm not saying be perfect. I'm saying be real, be honest, be accountable. When you mess up, own it. When you don't know, admit it. That's character too. Integrity doesn't mean never failing. It means not hiding behind the failure. It means you face yourself every night with a clear conscience. That's something most enemies can't do. They lie to themselves just to sleep. You walk in truth. You know who you are. That's why they hate you. That's why they try to bring you down. But no matter what they do, they can't take what they didn't give. And they didn't give you your integrity. You built that. You chose that. So let them talk. Let them twist your name. Let them build little circles of gossip and jealousy. You just keep showing up with character. Keep walking in purpose. Keep doing what you said you would. Let your life embarrass them. Let your light make their shadows irrelevant. Because when you choose character, you choose peace, you choose purpose, you choose power. And that kind of energy is louder than any rumor, stronger than any lie. They won't understand it. They'll say you're fake. They'll say you're soft. They'll say you're hiding something. That's what people do when they can't find dirt on you. They make it up. But here's the thing. They only win if you break. They only win if you get dirty. The moment you step out of your integrity to deal with them, you've already lost. So, don't. Let your dignity be your armor. Let your self-control be your answer. Let your lifestyle be your evidence. You don't have to yell. You don't have to defend. You don't have to clap back. You just have to be who you said you were going to be. Because sooner or later, the truth always rises. The ones who stayed silent with strength, who walked away with wisdom, who chose purpose over pettiness, they always rise. And when they rise, the world sees it. And the same people who questioned you will respect you. Not because you were loud, but because you were solid. Not because you fought, but because you stood tall. And that's how you destroy your enemy without a fight. By becoming so rooted in character that nothing can shake you. Not the lies, not the drama, not the chaos. You become a mountain while they're still throwing pebbles. And eventually, they get tired. They get exposed. They fade. But you keep rising because your foundation is real. Your heart is clean. Your vision is clear. And your integrity is undefeated. That's how you win.